This is Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and this is episode 4. And today's guest is Travell. Uh, we met last year at a skating event on Thursday. I believe it was Thursday night skate, and they meet up in the city. And I'll be sure to put the link to their meetup in the show notes. Then we became social media friends, and we stayed in touch. And I can honestly say, like, he's reached out to me a couple times to go rollerblading in the city, and we've just connected. We've stayed connected and been rollerblading outside of that first event. And I wanted to say thank you for even rolling up to me and introducing yourself to me, and thank you for being my second official guest. That so happened to be another rollerblader.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate, those kind words. It was actually very easy. You weren't hard to approach. I'm like that. When I see people, when I see Black people that are inline skating, I go for that. I want to cultivate that and bring them together. That's my goal. It's one of the things that I have interest in with this stuff. But you were just part of the crew, and I just felt like we should just skate, and you were cool, and here we are.
Nice, nice. And we happen to be from the same borough, which made it that much
Oh
easier.
yeah, you already know what time it is.
Nice, nice. Okay, so we could just jump right into it. How'd you get started in skating, and like how long have you been skating?
Well, the later part of my career, actually the beginning of it, getting serious with it, I started off ice skating. I touched with roller skating here and there when I was younger. Never really got too into it. But when I was 20 years old, I went to Bryant Park in New York City, in Manhattan, with some friends, and I kind of fell in love with it then and there. It was athletic, it allowed me to be creative. Ice is a whole different surface than obviously walking on the ground. You can manipulate the ice to however you feel, as long as you know how to work the blades on and whatnot. But ice skating is just fun, and that's where I started out. Started out in 2010, 2011, I want to say. So inline skating is fairly newer to me, but I mean, I think I'm pretty good at it so far. So I mean, you could be the judge.
You're very good at inline skating. I haven't seen you ice skate, but if you ice skate anything like your inline skate, you're pretty damn good at it. Oh, that's dope. Like, have any of your friends taken up ice skating? Like, when you did that initial getting into ice skating, was it just like, were you the lone wolf, or did you like, all right, try to get some of your friends along to go down to Bryant Park or to other ice skating rinks?
Yeah. So I mean, the initial group of friends that I went with, some of them, like to go to like ice skating a lot. Um, at Bryant Park, if you owned a pair of your own ice skates, you can go there for free. So that would be a cool hangout spot for anybody who wanted to do that. It was free. It's free activity. Like, everyone loves that. I just ended up going a little bit deeper than my friends did with that. I guess I liked it more. I went there after school, like after work, after different events and whatnot. It would just be like a hangout spot, and I met some people there, and then that translated into, like, learning that area, learning the city more, because I was just out there. It was a win-win. I got to skate, got to meet new people, got to learn my city better just because of that. So that's what I attribute that with.
That's dope. That's super dope. All right. So, what do you prefer? Right now, what do you prefer? Ice skating or inline skating? You can only
Well,
choose one.
okay, if I'm being honest, right now, everyone knows me. I mean, like, well, not everyone knows me, but like whoever does know me knows that I do ice. Like, that's no secret. But right now, like, roller skating is it. It's summertime. It's summertime. It's warm outside. There's a whole city to explore. Yeah, ice skating is cool and whatnot, but like you go in circles for X amount of hours over and over again. With roller skating or inline skating, it's you're free. You can be adventurous. You can go experience different things. There's much more freedom associated with roller skating that I've learned that I didn't know about prior to this. I felt like had I known about it, I probably would have been doing it way more. So I'm late to the party.
I can feel you on that. I had a small stint in ice skating when I was younger. I had a,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I mentioned this on the last episode. I just couldn't get out my head me falling and then someone coming over and just skating over my fingers, and
Oh
then
yeah,
that would be the end of me. Like I could rollerblade so much better because I was comfortable.
yeah.
I didn't have that fear. Even when I fell, like I would jump down the steps, falling, scraping my knee or whatever. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Falling on that ice, and then someone just coming right behind me, like, oh, there goes my finger.
See, the funny part about that though is like I I hear what you're saying. Like I've heard that so many times from people who are just just scared about it without even really going on. Here's some perspective though. As an ice skater and as a hockey player of myself for over 10 years, just about like at this point, I probably have never seen that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
I probably like that's a very rare incident to be happening. Yes, it's possible, but like in terms of it happening, like the things that I've been around, I haven't seen that much. So um, to be honest, like falling on the concrete is way worse than falling on the ice. Like falling on concrete is way worse. You lose skin, you get burns and whatnot. Like yeah, like with blades you might get a cut or whatnot, but that's seldom here and there. If you fall on the ground and you're not wearing padding, like that's a much worse experience, especially if you get like the rash burns. Uh, those are the worst, man.
You know what? Uh, you're probably right. It was just something in my head,
Yeah,
and I wish I could have been more freer.
yeah, yeah.
With the ice skating, because I think I could have taken it much further, and I
Mhm.
probably would have stuck with it. Um, but now when I go ice skate, I don't think about that as much as when I did when I was a kid. So
Right, right,
you're
right.
you're you're probably you're right.
I'm just
So
saying.
so you mentioned hockey. So you played hockey as well?
Yes, I actually started hockey like a little bit later into my skating career, just because I had just been a skater for a long time, and I wasn't really ready to take on that challenges yet. But I luckily ended up working at a place where it was really hockey centric. I worked at a lot of the rinks around New York City. The place where I feel like developed me the most with the hockey practicing and whatnot is Chelsea Piers. I worked there for a few years, and that's a really hot like hockey dominant rink, and pretty much the best of the best in New York City go there. So being exposed to that, I'm very thankful for, just because it opened my eyes to what can be done on ice as opposed to just skating.
That's super dope. That is super dope. I was actually over there not too long ago, and I saw some young kids. They probably were teenagers, and they had the rollerblades that looked like the um, hockey skates. Then they,
Yeah.
they did have hockey sticks. So they also do. I'm assuming they do like roller hockey. Was that what they call it? Roller hockey.
Yep, there's roller hockey, street hockey, inline hockey, all that stuff. Same thing.
All right, cool. And have you done that?
I do that currently actually. I'm not like professional or anything, but I mean I can score.
You can hold your own.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can hold your own. Nice. Do you do any of the? So they also have the skate parks. Do
Yes.
you go to those and freestyle and do all types
Um,
of tricks?
to be honest, like I'm not really much of a park skater, simply because like the fashions of skating that I'm learning that I like to do are slalom skating, which are very intricate movements, very precise and controlled body movements and whatnot. I respect all forms of skating. I'm 30 years old now. I don't really feel like I want to be engaging in park skating or aggressive skating just
Mm-hmm.
because of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important to me just because like this like I skating honestly is my life. Like I this is my work. This is how I support myself. This is my social outlet, my fun outlet. Like everything that I do honestly is related to this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think very heavily about putting my body in positions to where they can get injured. Um, Everybody knows me. I'm very adventurous. I'm very daring. I love jumping off of things, but I have to be careful because of the position that I'm in.
Yeah.
I actually manage an entire ice skating rink for the Kip State Boys and Girls Club. So I as much as I want to go send it and be crazy and whatnot, I have things to think about other than myself. So I simply can't.
I respect that. I agree. As someone in the 30 and up club, yeah. I don't have no
I
time
mean,
to
look, I'm crazy. I'll jump off a building. I like just jumping off shit. Don't get it twisted, okay? Like
Okay.
I jump, but I can't do it consistently, because you will get injured at some point. It's gonna happen. It's not like you're so good, it can't happen. It happens to everybody. Skating is a falling sport. You are going to fall. You have to learn how to not fall or how to fall gracefully,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's going to happen.
You're right. And you had me until you're like jumping off buildings and jumping over stuff. I was with you. I was with you.
Hey man, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to do any of this shit. It's just like I just I have to be smart. It's not like I want, like
Yeah.
you want to be smart or whatnot, but I literally have to be.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think for me, I think I can't think of the fear or I can't be scared. So when I'm doing certain things, I can't think too much. Like,
Right.
for instance, like I cycle as well. So some people ask me like, aren't you scared with riding with the cars? I
Yeah.
can't think about that. I'm
Right.
thinking of not getting hit. I'm thinking of making sure I don't hit that person. I'm my senses are like spidey senses. Like I'm just trying
Right.
to anticipate the next move. So I have no time to really be scared because that's when I'll freeze up and then something will actually happen. So
Right.
I'm with you on that.
No, you right about that.
With in addition with um, managing a skate rink, which is cool within itself, you're also a certified skate coach, which is also cool. Like that, I, I think you might be the only the only black certified skate coach I've met thus far. So,
Yeah, I mean the hearing you say that is why I feel so strongly about the things that I do. Because clearly, black people are not inept.
exactly.
We have the ability to do the same exact thing that any other human being does, but it just so happens that this thing is marketed and pushed and developed and built by other people, and sometimes they just don't want to share it, which is fine. But like any able-bodied person should be able to experience what they want. I firmly believe in all races of things, or all races of people doing things at a high level. For me, my problem with these industries and whatnot is seeing a particular set of people that are broadcasted and put on the spotlight as if they are the only ones that are able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
which is not the truth at all. Like we're out here too, and we do this at a very high level, and I do it at a very high level. So I don't want to hear anything from anybody saying that black people don't do this or it's not popular with us. Like you do what you want to do. If you want to be doing this and you're black, do it. Like for real. Like it's not that hard to do. And if someone is in your way trying to make it seem like you're not worthy, or they just want to block you for no reason, keep doing it anyway. I like those are the people who I want to be around. I want to be around the people who just want to do, and I'm very black centric. And I don't care about who cares about that. I don't care about who, thinks differently about that. I want the people who look like me to be known as prominent people in this sport, and we can be, and we are, and we will be.
Uh, I don't know if you can hear me clapping, but yes.
I mean,
Um,
if I earned the clap, then thanks. I mean, I really mean that.
no, because I I hear this. Oh, that's a white people thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I hear it from people that look like me,
Exactly.
and it's like, no, well, because I'm doing it and I'm black, and
Hmm.
he's doing it and he's black, and she's doing it,
Hmm.
and so there's people out here that look like us that do it. It
Yeah.
may not be as many in certain areas, but there are people
Uh-huh.
that are doing it, and you just have to find your tribe, and then or start your own tribe.
Yep.
I think a lot of times we do want to do stuff, but if we're the lone wolf, it's like, well, I'm not going to do that. And then if people
Yeah.
don't understand what you're doing, and then you kind of get made fun of it, you kind of like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm the only one, or it's not many people out here that look like me that are doing it, or I'm too old, or I'm too young, and that's not the case. So
Right.
I
Right.
totally agree with you, especially for people of color, black people. We're out
Uh-huh.
here doing it, and
We
I
are.
think that even with you just skating around your neighborhood is so dope, because representation matters,
It
and
does, for real.
someone sees you, and they may not even pick up a set of skates, or want to even be a skater, but when they go someplace or someone says, "Oh, black people don't skate," they're like, "Yeah, this guy that lives around my neighborhood, he skates like every other day." So
Hmm.
it won't be a like a culture shock. Like, no, no, black people don't do this. It's like, well,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
he's a certified ice skating coach. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think that's so important.
Thank you for saying that actually, because now I get to segue into the job part.
There you go.
Where I work at, it's in the Bronx. It's in the South Bronx, and the members of the clubhouse who are youth, ages 6 to 8. Well, I want to believe 17, 18, 5 to 7, 17, 18 ages. They are all black and brown people. They're black,
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic, Indian, all these other things, and we're all together. And if you walk on the rink, if you walk onto the rink while they're there, they are exceptional.
Mm.
So obviously, there's no lapse in talent in any particular race group of people. It's just marketing. It's just marketing and it's resources.
Yep.
And
Yep.
sometimes I hate to say this, but it feels like people purposely leave, people of color out of things. For
Mm-hmm.
what reason? I don't understand. It seems very hateful and unnecessary to me. But the fact that we have to fight to be involved in things says a lot.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to have to fight to be involved in something that you're involved in. Like, we're both humans, are we not? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, with that being said, my standpoint on this is I'm very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care I don't care who opposes that. I am aggressive because you have to be. I'm aggressive because there are people out there that don't know how to speak for themselves, and they want things. And
Mm-hmm.
they want to be doing this, and they don't want to be feeling like they're lesser than any other person. In Africa, there are so many countries out there that have vibrant skating communities, but you're not going to know about that unless you
Yeah.
really look them up. They're not on the main web. They're not on the main skating website. They're not on the places that they promote and help get money for. We're holding tournaments and holding this and that and putting them on social media and sharing their devices and their wares. They don't get respected, or they don't get put on a cover, being thanked for helping this company make money. Like, that infuriates me, because these companies want to make it seem like they're so inclusive, but they are not. They are not. And like, I have ties with certain people that are in these industries and whatnot, and seeing all the efforts that they make for certain things. The fact that they have a whole vibrant community of people
Mm-hmm.
on Earth that they could tap into and help promote their brands better. No, they choose to go in the opposite direction and not include them. So that's why they're not where they're at where they want to be, because they're not including the entire world in their thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
these inline skating brands are very European and very Asian driven,
Mm-hmm.
like or marketed to. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But why not be inclusive to other people as well too? Africa
Mm-hmm.
is booming right now. Like I see so much stuff that would be positive for the skating community coming from Africa, but they don't get represented, and that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, and rant.
No, but I'm gonna. I actually follow. I think one or two skaters from the continent of Africa. I don't know
Uh
what country they're from, but I again not knowing, and like you said, it not being marketed. I'm looking. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so dope. Like, is
yeah,
anyone else seeing it? Like, I'm
that's what
looking
I'm
like, is
saying. Like
anyone else
because
seeing this? Because he is
they
doing stuff.
that's the thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I like that's the thing for me. Like they are being seen, but they're being ignored
Mm,
clearly because they are out there and they're putting their stuff out there, and we see it. I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. I see what's what the skate companies are doing. I see what they're doing in Europe. I see what they're doing in Asia, and they promote their stuff out there for them. But when it comes to this, I'm confused. It doesn't make sense to me. Like if they are part of your community and you want to have a growing brand, you should be inclusive, don't you think? Like, don't you think that isn't that like 101? If you want to make more money, get more people involved, right?
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, with that said, is one of your goals to not only get the inner city kids, the inner city kids who are of color, more exposure and into the sport,
Mm.
but just bring or shed more light to skating, ice skating, and basically bring more exposure to black skaters, whether it be
Yes,
ice skating or inline skating.
yes, yes, and yes. That is like it's taken me a while to finally figure out what it is that I want to be doing. But through my experiences and the things that I've come across, um, that's important to me now because I see that there's a lack of that, and there
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be. There's a big lack of representation in something to an entire, you know, an entire people that are very athletically gifted.
Mm-hmm.
They are athletically gifted, and this is an athletic thing, and you are not representing them the way that they are representing you. So it seems like it's purposefully, like it seems like you're doing this on purpose because you don't want them to be shining, or you don't like. I don't understand what it is. I would like to hear it from them. Like, is it what's the problem? Like, is it funding? Is it travel expenses? Like, is it just money? Because if it's just money, then y'all doing it all wrong. Because y'all didn't get here off of just money. They got here off of people coming together for their sport, right? Coming together and doing this together. Um, in terms of like the inner city stuff, I'm actively working on that. I'm new to this stuff, so I'm trying to find my way. First and foremost, I'm trying to find my way into being a prominent skater, so that
Mm-hmm.
way I can do all these things. Because for me, that's important. I
Yeah.
can't just be someone out here talking and saying I'm going to make all these changes and I don't know what I'm doing. So I practice very hard so that way I can use my mouth and my resources and whatnot to try and help whoever I can. Because I mean, I don't know. I can keep going on forever and ever. Like you want to hear me? Like
Go
I can go. I can go
ahead.
on. Like I'm mad. Like I'm fed up and I'm mad. Like they see us promoting them. They see us promoting them. They see that we have the talent, but they don't act on it. And like just the other day, like the company Rollerblade put out a post on their social media about something about Juneteenth. Like What? What? That doesn't make what? Who cares about that? Like nothing. Nobody cares about it. But like, yeah, that's some bullshit, bro. Like that's some like I don't know how else to word that, but like that's some BS. Like I'm like, why even do that? Because there were no actions behind the performative words that you laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's celebrate Juneteenth. Okay, how? What are you doing to celebrate it? No response, no nothing, no social media, no nothing. Constantly on the social media, like I'm looking at all these skate groups and whatnot. I'm looking at everyone who's everywhere, and what they promote is very selective,
Yeah.
very selective, very selective, and it's just funny to me. Like I don't like I just you see it, but you don't want to you don't really want to call people out on it because I don't even know how to word that. Like I do want to call them out on it, but I don't like turmoil. I don't like conflict. I don't like unnecessary things. So for me, I just like to focus on the things that are being positive, like these communities. The
Mm-hmm.
communities with I'm from New York City. There are so many communities out here that are doing great things. I can name all of them. Like y'all know them. If you're from New York, you know them already. Um, yeah, man. I just want to be on a at least even playing field because in terms of competitions and the competitive sense,
Mm-hmm.
example being like slalom competitions. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see any African or anybody of any kind of descent from that country or that continent representing in those tournaments. And you mean to tell me in the entire world someone who is black or brown or whatever whatever kind of quote unquote minority can't manipulate some skates at a really high level? Their shoes with wheels on them. You mean to tell me that they can't do that? Get out of here.
I agree. I agree. I think, well, it's not, I think, I know. It's who's at the top, who's running it.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. The marketing, it goes back to what I said before. It's a quote unquote white people thing. So if they're going to market to who they feel who is doing it and doing it the most, if you know what I'm saying, like they're not
Yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah,
have,
yeah.
so they're not going to
In
market
their
it to,
opinion, though, but that's
and
that's
their,
that's opinion.
yes,
Like
you're absolutely right, in their opinion. And that's just how it is. Like, it's, if we'll take basketball, who are they going to market basketball to? Basketball
city
kids too.
city people.
Exactly, because they're like, hey, they play basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
some rollerblades. Let's go to the suburbs. Let's go to these other communities where it's not many of us. Let's go to these other countries where they think, oh, no black people, no people of, like you said, people of color do these things, not in large amounts. I'll tell you, I was in Colombia a few weeks ago, and I was in Cartagena, and I woke up one morning where my hotel was, and I looked off my balcony, and I saw cyclists, black cyclists. I saw black rollerbladers, and not only
Mm-hmm.
just rollerblades, they were a team of them. And I was just, I, I actually hit up Mike, and I was just like, I didn't know that there were like rollerbladers here like this. I didn't know this.
Mike, cool.
Oh my gosh, his last name is slipping my mind, but you know him.
Mike
He's,
Gundert.
yes.
Okay.
And I was just like, I didn't know that there were, like, skating was big out here. And um so again, it all goes to the exposure. It goes to who you think is actually doing these activities. And
Right.
of course, advertising dollars. And you're right, they're not thinking about us. They're not, because we're not a big, or they think we're not a big portion of money.
Mm-hmm.
So these companies are going to advertise, promote, and put forth who they think it appeals to and who they think they can get money from. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I agree with you. But they're looking at it from like, ain't no money over there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
basketball,
like
yeah.
so now like at this point like we gotta start saying that we don't need them. We don't need them or their shit or their wares. If they don't respect us with what we're doing, we don't fucking need them, and we are the ones making them the money. So it's a lose lose for everybody. And you know, like I'm trying to find the best way to navigate that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really like that prominent of a person to be even doing that, but I mean, I'm working on it and I'm trying to just get attention so that way everybody and everything can be a much more whole and complete project. Because I'm looking around and it's not what it can or should be because people are being left out purposely.
You're right.
The people that are being left out could not only maybe elevate what is already happening, but give some different insights to it. In terms of like the movement, you know itself, they're much more daring. You know, like it's like uh, the people who grow up in the rougher environments always end up for some reason having more talents because they work harder. The shit is when you skate or when you train in a rougher environment, you're probably gonna be better just because that's just how life is. Like when you do tougher shit, you just have you gain more skills. And the fact that there's people in Africa with dirt roads, and they're skating and they're doing it
Mm-hmm.
at high levels. They have dirt roads, they have cracked up, beat up everything, and they're still out here performing, getting attention to these skate brands with nothing, and
Yeah.
it's infuriating to see.
Yeah.
But that's just the issues outside the country. Um, I don't really even look to the skate brands like within the country, but just off my experience with them, just because like it's to the point now where I'm feeling like maybe we should just make our own shit.
Mm-hmm.
So stop looking at them. Stop looking at them to represent because like it's draining and we don't have forever in life. We have to start making moves now because I want things to happen now. People want things to happen now. I'm tired of waiting on shit. I'm tired of waiting on people to approve this and that and that and this. Nope. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I want things to be happening now to the people who deserve it, the people who are outside doing these things that make them happy, that should be making everybody happy just looking at them. From New York to Ghana to all of the other countries, like South Africa, like all of them. Like too many to name for me right now. I'm overloading, but um, that's my personal goal within this skating thing.
Mm-hmm.
I first and foremost want to be a really really high talented skater myself. I work on that, and I have no shame in pronouncing that because just because I work hard at it. Anybody who doesn't work hard, then you should. um, yeah, it's just like I just want us to be as prominent as I know that we can be. I don't want to be looking at a black person and being like, oh, just because you haven't been exposed to skating, maybe you're not as good. No, I want to see people like, yo, you're the best. That's that. Case case closed. You're the best. That's what I'm looking to cultivate and be around. I want to be around positive people. I'm very competitive, so like people like to have fun and skate and do like their little jam skate stuff and whatnot. I like to be competitive to show that, like to show just the different skills of people.
Yeah.
Um, that's just my thing. Um, I'm trying to find the best way to cultivate that. With myself, with the brands that I'm associated with. I'm doing some work right now. I'm in communication with lots of African skaters now. I'm in communication with skaters in the Bahamas, of all of Black descent,
Nice.
African, Jamaican, Bahamian, like all that stuff. I'm not even sure if Bahamian is a word, but like if it is, cool.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
Yeah, what is it? Shit, what?
um, I'm not even gonna lie. You said Bahamian?
Yeah, well, the Bahamas, like what,
No,
like what?
yes. I want to say that sounds right, but We can
Okay.
look that
Well,
up. We know what you mean,
look,
though.
if I'm wrong, look, y'all know what I mean. Okay, so there's that. But yeah, I just like you touched on earlier about how I approached you.
Hmm.
Hopefully now you have some insight as to why. Um, for me, whenever I see anybody black on inline skates, that's me. So I want you to be a part of what I'm doing. Some people are shy. Some people, like say yes or whatnot, but I'm gonna be aggressive about that. Just because like I don't have time to be waiting forever to see what could be happening. I want to see it happen right now.
Well
Hello.
said. I'm here.
Oh,
well,
yeah. I mean,
well
like, look, I hope
said.
I wasn't like weird pulling up on you, like, yo, what's up? Hello, hello, how are you? Like, I know that's probably how it was, but like, you automatically like fit, like the bill for me in terms of like who I want to see be great at this. Um, because we're ostracized. There are walls and hurdles that people have to jump, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you are right. And it's like that in a lot of sports that not are quote unquote traditional for us,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Well, like just hearing that, I laugh because
hmm
yes, demographics are that, but a sport is you manipulating objects and or things around you. It has nothing to do with how you look. It has nothing to do
hmm
with that at all. It's your physical makeup. It's not nothing to do with well, not physical makeup in terms of like what you can do physically, not like how you look, not your appearance, but that gets that's just how it is.
yeah. So I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One, what is some advice that you would give to someone, you know, an adult who wants to get into skating, who skated as a kid, but now they want to get back into it? What type of advice would you give them to just like after they buy their skates, like go to meetups, look you up,
Hmm.
go to the park, like
Hmm.
because some people are kind of fearful of not only falling, but maybe looking stupid. I put quotation marks around that, looking stupid with all the
Yeah,
gear on. Like,
yeah,
any
yeah.
advice you would give to someone trying to get back into it or wanting to learn roller skating?
Um, yeah. I mean, first and foremost, this is a fun thing that we do. Like certain people like me take it seriously just because there's levels to certain things. I feel like, and I do this professionally. So yes, it is fun and games to me, but I do things in a serious manner. But first and foremost, it's fun. It is exercise. It's fun and it's exercise. Those two alone should be enough to make base your decision on. In terms of the fun, you get to it's your own wheeled shoes. They're shoes with wheels on them. So once you figure out how to stand up on them, which it shouldn't take you that long, honestly, you get a sense of just freedom. Like you get to roll around. You're faster than people walking. You get to get to and from places quicker. It's great exercise. You'll be in shape faster than you probably know it. If you have any kind of diet that you want to be on or whatnot, that helps with that, just because it helps to regulate your body. You're doing cardio, which builds your metabolism and regulates that. Um, there's all kind of positive benefits to it. You get healthier, and you get to have an enjoyable time. Once you figure out your balance, it's not that hard. To be honest, like I can say that confidently just because I've been doing this for a while. I taught it to I can't even tell how many people you know at this point, countless people, and at the end of the day, they always translate it to just being fun because you get to express yourself more than you would on regular shoes. For myself, I use it as a creative outlet. I feel like I'm very athletically creative, so I use this to channel that. I channel my creativity on my skates because you can move in different ways than you can on your shoes. The things that you can do kind of like are amazing. You can do amazing things on skates. You can do athletic things. You can do things that look beautiful to people. Things that look, really hard to do. It's just all kind of positive things that you can get from this. For me, starting though with the health factor. Like, if you're consistent with it, you realize that you just probably just feel better internally. It's a great workout. When people see it, I don't know if you know about you, Tay, but like whenever I'm out on, and someone sees me skiing, they stop. They're like, "Oh, yo, I remember that from
Mm-hmm.
years ago or whatnot." Like, "Oh, that looks fun." Like, I wish I could do it. You can just put them on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can. It's as simple as that. Put them on your feet and figure out how to stand up on them. After that, you start rolling around, and the sky's the limit.
You heard it from the coach himself. You heard it from the
the,
coach himself. So
the
stop being
coach,
scared and
nothing to be scared of.
and just get out there, balance, and then roll.
Hmm.
It's fun. I
It's
love it.
fun. I love it too. Like I have different kinds of hobbies and whatnot, but this is my main thing. This is my job, but this is still like a really big hobby of mine. So that should say a lot. Like if your work can translate into fun, and you still doing that, I think that's a winning combination.
Yeah. You found your passion, and you're doing your passion. You're doing your job that you were put on this earth to do.
Okay.
Like, that's how I see it. Like, you're doing it on your off days, and you
Hmm.
do it when you have to go into work, and
Yep.
you're not tired of it.
Nope. Never.
That's dope. Like,
It's, it's,
that's super dope.
yeah, I mean, like it's an exploring tool for me too. Like I've learned so much just about where I live because I had shoes with wheels on them. Like I've learned so much more than I ever would have in my own neighborhood just because I was skating around and could see them and just could get to it, better. And it's just like it's a great thing to do, man. Like, look, put the skates on, and you'll see. Anybody that's listening, or anybody who cares to hear this, or whatnot, like, put some skates on. You'll see.
I agree, and I'm gonna say that I, for me, it was um, uh, cycling.
Okay.
Before then, I would drive or I would walk to my destination. Once I got on a bike and started exploring the Bronx, which I had never explored before like that, it opened up a
Exactly.
whole new world. Like, wow, this is where this is, or dang, this is this street, or
Uh
I didn't
huh.
even know we had a street named this.
Oh, I'm
And
happy you said that, please, because like people have a stigma about the Bronx being not like about it being one way. And
yeah,
as you explore the area that we skated in, if we had been there during the day, you would have been like in love with it because it's a very it's like a suburban area in the
yeah,
in the Bronx.
yep.
So like people got to cut out the cat, man. Like cut it out because the Bronx ain't bad. Like y'all just don't know where to go. Like for
Right?
real, cut it out, cut it
That's
out.
right. That is right. We have a lot of things to see in the Bronx. It's
Mm,
beautiful here. You can skate, you can cycle, you can do anything
you can
here.
do all that stuff, all of it, and then some.
Oh
You can
man.
actually even fly drones out here more than you could anywhere else because the Bronx is low key. So if you got a drone, come pull out here, come pull up out here and fly it. Like they're not gonna find you.
Okay, see, I don't got nothing to do with that. Yo, Tay, you said they wasn't gonna find me. I was like, listen, I don't know. That was
Man,
Travell.
look, no, they're not gonna find you. You take my word on it.
Oh man. You know what? I want to say thank you for taking the time out to let me interview you. Um, and again, just rolling up to me and sparking this friendship because now we're friends. I don't care.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
hung
for
out,
sure. Hell yeah,
you know.
you are
Um,
you the homie for sure.
um, and yeah, I really appreciate what you do. I admire what you do because what you're doing is important, and you are a change maker. You're the skate change maker, um, and yeah, anything that you want, any last parting words that you want to say, and you can tell the folks on where to find you if they want to take lessons.
Hmm.
Um, you can drop your social media, anything that you want to let the audience know.
Um, I'll add the plugins very last, just because I'm shameful about that. But
Mm-hmm.
nah. Tay, I just wanted to say thank you to you, first and foremost, for being this receptive of a person. Like I'm kind of louder sometimes when it comes up to people. So thank you for just being patient and just understanding that it was coming from a good place, which is my heart. Um, Thank you for inviting me to this talk. Thank you for like, having me say these things out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think them a lot, like a lot, and I do my work, but we often don't really share everything that's on our minds. And just thank you for giving me the opportunity. Um, to anybody who's black, brown, whatever, if you're listening to this and you want to skate and you want inline skates, come find me. I'll teach you. I'm in New York City. Tay's in New York City. I'm not offering her time, but I'm offering mine. And if you want to go skating, hit me up, okay? Because I want to see you doing this, and I want to see you doing it well. In terms of social media, my Instagram is at TrevDub, TrevDub. You can find my skating, repertoire there. If you go to Skate IA, or the Skate Instructors Association .com or .org, I forget which one it is. I'm sorry, I'm bad with that, but I have my directory on there. But yeah, you guys come find me on Instagram, and we can talk from there. But check out Tay first and foremost. Check out her podcast, all of them. This was fun for me. I got to talk. I don't really talk that much, but I did it. So thanks for the invite.
Again, thank you. And yeah, and I'll definitely have you back on. So anytime that you want, you want to say we'll have another episode, and here's an
Hmm.
update.
Hmm.
Maybe you started a brand, or maybe you're sponsoring someone, or maybe whatever you got going on. I
Uh,
think it's super cool that we put that out there, and
well,
and that's why I made this podcast um for people that are doing stuff that they love and they enjoy doing, and being active, you
mm,
know, and whether it's traveling, skating, cycling, which are the three that I most hold dear to my heart, but
okay.
whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, where you are enjoying life, you know what I'm saying, and that you're staying active, and that's what it's all about,
Yep, I'm
so.
trying. I'm trying. I'm lucky to have supportive people like you around me. Regardless of how much we interact.
Mhm.
This stuff this is a boost for me. Like I thank you personally.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you are, and people need to check out your Instagram because it's dope. I was just watching it like, damn. First of all, I got to get a 360 camera. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then I just want to skate in the city and do some of the stuff that you do, but not really because, like I said before.
No, yeah. See, that's the thing though. Like yes, it comes with time, but I want you to believe that you can do all of that because you
Yeah.
can. I
Yeah.
want you to believe that, which is why I approached you, with
Mm-hmm.
with that, because like I want confidence. I want us to be, high, prominent, like not scared, like competitive, like we're better than everybody else. That's the mentality that I want people to have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who opposes that. I don't care because everyone else has that mentality. Like, yes, I'm the best. Like the people who are marginalized don't get to feel like that.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of that. I want that for them. If they don't want it for themselves, I want it for them, and I don't care. I'm going to help them achieve it. That's how determined I am. Even if you don't want it, okay, you show me that you kind of want it a little bit. I'm going to help you.
Nice, nice. See, that's what's up. And I'm gonna keep saying it again. Thanks for rolling up to me, talking to me. Um, I may have said something to you. I may have. The second encounter I've seen you like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. At first, she was like, I'm not, you're a little shy. I'm not gonna lie, but deservedly so, because he's like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what do you want? Like, who are you? Like, and I'm just like, yo, you want to skate? Like, what's up? Like,
yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. That first message was like, you want to skate? And I'm looking like,
yeah,
I mean, but then actually that day I was in the bed and I was off of work and I didn't do anything and I was just like,
mm-hmm.
you know what? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go skate. Let's go see what Let's
Yeah,
let's have a good time. And I had a great time. So again, thank you for that. And yeah, this has been episode 4 of the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay. And thank you for listening. And again, thank you for being a guest, Travell.
thank
This was
you.
a dope episode. And yeah, this is dope.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate you, and I hope people will just, just tuned in. That's all. Just tune in and just, reciprocate whatever you can.